This swarm came from one of my own hives, the oldest survivor hive I have. So my movie didn't work out so great on this one, so I decided to take some still pictures to show you. I put the box right under the swarm and gently shook the branch and got all the bees into the box. It was a huge swarm from one of my very best hives. Then I put the screen top on the box and hoped that the queen was in there and that the bees would make their way in. I leaned an old comb as a ladder for them to climb up to go into the box, and they went in quickly, and in about 45 minutes all the bees were in the box. Okay, we're going to put this swarm in this hive box at the community garden. I typically wrap the sheet that I had underneath the swarm around the whole box because very often all the bees are not in the box, as you can see here. And so I deliver some of the bees in the box and some of them on the screen. It's hard to get these bees to get off of the screen and go into the hive, and I'm going to lean it so that they might go in that way. Notice how the bees are using the sheet as a way of climbing up and over and into the hive. So they're walking steadily up the sheet and over it and over to the hive. First thing I did was take a piece of old comb that was in the bottom of the swarm box and pull it out of the hive so that I'll be able to put some frames in that open space. And then I dumped the rest of the bees that are in the box into the open space. This was a pretty big swarm. It felt like it weighed at least 5 pounds and maybe 6. At this point, I'm putting in the rest of the frames to fill that box, and I'm going to put a third box on top of it. This is an 8-frame hive, and 3 boxes full of frames will feel like enough space to the bees to stay, and I want them to want to stay. I could have just put them in these 2 boxes, but I don't live near this community garden where this hive is going to be, and I didn't want them to have problems and have me not be right around the corner. A lot of bees traveled on that sheet instead of in the box, so I'm going to use that old comb as a ladder to get them to walk up to the hive. We'll see if they do that. They were using the sheet a while ago, and they seem like they've stopped doing that, so I've decided to try the old comb as a ladder. We'll see what happens. Now, as we look closer, you can see all the bees are making their way into the entrance of the hive. They want to be where their mother is, and that's what they do. While I'm getting organized and cleaning up to go home, these bees are steadily moving into their new hive. And on the top of the hive, at the opening of the inner cover, I've still got the top off of the hive, just the inner cover on. You can see bees with their butts in the air, and they're fanning their wings, and they're sending out a pheromone that says, Mama's in here, Mama's in here. It's called Nazanoff, and it helps the bees that are flying around know that they can either come in the front door or they can come in through the inner cover, but this is where their mother is.